Theresa White is the name that my mother gave me. It's my birth name. I was adopted at 6 days old. But and I do talk about that in Free Fall, how I found my birth family after both of my parents had passed. My husband gave me a DNA test for my birthday one year, and lo and behold, within hours, literally, I was connected with my birth family. And through a series of events, I found my birth certificate, and my mother had given me the name Theresa. So Theresa White. So this is another kind of piece in a missing part of me. Not only did the Lord give me Christmas back, but he also gave me back a piece of me, my name.
So it gives you the opportunity to really to honor your biological mother, the one who
Yes.
gave you life, and to place that stamp here on this book that also is so special from the standpoint of bringing back some of the joy,
Yes.
the meaning of Christmas. So
Yes.
wonderful story. So when you talked about, or when you researched St. Nicholas, what did you find, and what did you want to put into this book? How did you want it? In other words, what did you want to tell, and how do you want to tell it?
Well, I think I was most surprised as I started researching and uncovering things that he lived in some of the most, in the darkest time of history. It was known as the Great Persecution. So Christians were very much in darkness and in hiding, and he was of a very wealthy family. And because he was from a very wealthy family, he was very well educated at a young age, as they did in those days, but his mother taught him of Christ. And so the story starts out of Nicholas sitting at his mother's knees, learning about the birth of Jesus and learning about faith. And at a young age also, he was orphaned. The plague came through Europe, and he lost both parents. But as a child with his childlike faith, he did exactly what his mother had taught him. He gave away his riches. He literally gave away his wealth. And so we talk about that because, I like to think he did it also in a way that the Bible tells us to. You don't let the left hand know what the right's doing. And so that's the way he did it.
And he did it by placing the gifts in socks or stockings. That sounds familiar.
Well,
Is
that's part of the evolution of the legend. The
Okay.
actual true story that started with that was.
I'm on the next.
I know.
No, it's
So
interesting how stories get passed
they
down.
do.
but-
That's why I called it a legend, because you know how they grow.
Yeah,
They start off
absolutely,
and
Yeah.
they grow.
But there's that grain
real
right
truth
there
to
in
it.
the center of it all. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And the truth of it was, during that time, there was another family that was very close to Nicholas's family, another very wealthy family. Tragedy struck. They were also Christians. Tragedy struck, and they lost everything. And they had 3 daughters. Now, in those days, if you did not have a dowry, that meant you went into prostitution and you lived on the street. And it broke his heart that would be the fate of this close family.
Family friend.
So, again, not letting the right hand know what the left hand is doing. I'm not sure if I've got that scripture right, but that
Yes,
what I'm
absolutely.
talking about.
Yeah. Right idea.
He took gold and put it through their window. And so he made sure that those young women had dowries and did not see that fate.